For those that were gone when I went over the whiteboard overview on this process called meiosis, these are the notes from the whiteboard and a quick explanation of what the heck's happening. So in mitosis, our regular cells go through cell division, and mitosis is part of that. And so the nucleus divides in those different phases that we learned about when we studied cell cycle mitosis. Meiosis isn't about making more body cells like skin cells or liver cells, but it's about making special cells called gametes. And gametes would be egg cells and sperm cells. And so where does this process happen? It happens in our reproductive cells. And so if you're a girl, oocytes, and oogenesis is the process of making egg cells. Spermatocytes and spermatogenesis is what's going on in males to make sperm cells. So in our reproductive organs, that's where this happens. And it's called a reduction process or reduction division because the number of chromosomes gets cut in half. So in our normal body cells, 46 chromosomes is what we have. That number gets cut to 23. And so what's really happening is our sets of chromosomes, they come in pairs called homologous pairs. And the homologous pairs, we get one copy from each parent. And so that's why our chromosomes come in sets. And then during meiosis, we are separating the sets. But we are also shuffling to genetics that are part of those sets. So that's what's really cool about meiosis is it ensures genetic diversity in the cells that are made to make us all unique. All right. So we remember maybe prophase, this idea where the chromosomes are visible and condensed, but not really organized. That's similar in meiosis as well. But in meiosis, there's two cell divisions, and we'll explain why. So in prophase 1 of meiosis, there's this process known as crossing over. And so blue chromosomes and pink chromosomes represent our two parents. And a little bit of blue chromosome might switch genetic information with one of the pink chromosomes and vice versa. And these would be the same chromosomes that are paired up. They're called homologous pairs because they have the same genes on them, even though there's slight variations to those genes, like blue-colored eyes versus brown-colored eyes, or blonde hair versus brown hair, that kind of thing. All right, so crossing over is basically recombining the genes in our homologous pairs. And so we can have chromosomes that have a little of both parents in them. During metaphase, we remember they meet in the middle, and the spindle fibers are attaching to centromeres. But what's a little different here is the homologous pairs are lined up together. And when they separate, when anaphase happens, you'll notice that a whole duplicated chromosome is going one direction and a whole duplicated chromosome is going the other direction. And so these are homologous pairs of chromosomes that are getting separated. So we had 6 chromosomes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now as we pull the homologous pairs apart, we have 3 and 3. And so we have reduced our chromosome number down to 3. And so that's why they call it a reduction division. So the homologous pairs are separating. But you'll also notice that if blue represents one parent and pink represents another, when they separate into the two nuclei, they're not going all blue one way and all pink the other. They are randomly sorting themselves. And so because they sort themselves randomly, sometimes a cell created by meiosis might be more heavy in one of your parental genes than the other. and vice versa. We recognize telophase, they reach the poles, still condensed, and then cytokinesis happens. We recognize prophase, but now we have prophase with half the number of chromosomes. They're going to meet in the middle like they did in metaphase 1, but now they're not lined up in homologous pairs. They're just simple duplicated chromosomes with sister chromatids. And just like in mitosis, the sister chromatids are what gets separated. And so you'll notice that the separation in anaphase here looks a little different than the anaphase up here. Because here you have whole duplicated chromosomes separated. So 4 legs dangling off the spindle fiber, whereas here you've got 2 legs dangling off the spindle fiber. And so that just is telling you that sister chromatids are separating here. So it's a little different. After anaphase 2, we get to telophase 2, which I did not label here. Telophase 2, again, formation of 4 cells happening. So cytokinesis would happen to finish. And if these were egg cells, then you would have 4 genetically unique egg cells formed from this process of meiosis. And hopefully you can see that there's a little bit of unique genetic makeup for each of those cells. Now, of course, to make the next generation of organisms, we bring an egg cell and a sperm cell together that are both genetically unique, and that adds a third layer of genetic diversity in organisms. So that's meiosis in a nutshell, and some major things that are happening there: crossing over, getting genetic recombination during prophase 1, random assortment of homologous pairs during anaphase 1, and then the extra diversity that comes with having 2 genetically unique gametes coming together for fertilization to make an offspring. So see me if you have questions.